Ho, ho, ho! What's up guys and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is so exciting because I love the holidays. I don't know about you guys, but this time of year is just so cozy and so special to me and I just love everything about it. So I wanted to take full advantage of it and post as many videos as I could. So this is my first makeup tutorial for the holidays. I also plan on filming one that is more down to earth, more easy to recreate. Although this makeup tutorial isn't really that hard to recreate, I do want to film one that is more easier and quick. But for today's video, we're going to do the Glam makeup tutorial. That is this one right here. Almost every single year I go for gold eyes and a red lip. So I still wanted to do the red lip because it is the holidays, but I decided to do something different with the eyes. I did use a few holiday makeup items that I picked up in the States. Some of them I wasn't really a big fan of, but most of them I really like, especially this lip right here. It is absolutely beautiful. But before getting into the video, if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe. That will be the best Christmas present ever that you can give to me. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more holiday videos. And let's go ahead and get right into this makeup tutorial. Starting off with primer, I'm using my Essence Prime and Studio Glow Boosting and Pore Minimizing Primer. If you have dry skin, you need to check this out. This is so hydrating and so affordable. And for foundation, I'm using the Catrice HD Liquid Radiance Foundation. Again, if you have dry skin, this is amazing. It is so hydrating and it blends out like a dream. Alright, moving on to brows, I'm using my favorite Colourpop brow color and this is in the shade Bangin Brunette. I used to be taupe, but I decided to go for something a little bit darker. So I'm just filling in my eyebrows as usual. I have very uneven brows, so I always clean them up with some concealer. And then to set them, I'm using my Colourpop Brow Bush Gel. This is the clear one, again one of my favorites. Since we're going for a more dramatic eye look, I'm going to do my eyes first before finishing off the face. So I'm starting off by applying some primer. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden. Again, my favorite. And then for eyeshadow, I actually decided to use the Morphe Artistry eyeshadow palette. And this is in the shade 9N. So I'm using the shade Provocateur, or however you pronounce it, to set my eyeshadow primer in place. And then I went in with Showtime as a transition shade and started to build that up slowly. So I'm just applying a little bit at a time and then using a clean blending brush to blend out the edges in between. Then I'm going in with the shade Make Out and I'm going to use that to darken up my crease even more. But again, building it up slowly, not going in with too much at once and blending in between, as I always do. To darken up my outer V, I'm going in with the shade Top Shelf, which is a beautiful olive shade, and I'm going to again slowly build that up. The shade was a little bit on the sheer side, so I definitely had to build it up a lot, but it ended up looking fine. And then I went back in with my transition shade to make sure that everything looked nice and blended. Then to add some glitter to the look, I decided to go for the Stila 3D Dazzle Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow set, and I picked up the shade Golden Girl. Now I first applied it and realized that it didn't have enough of a base color, so I decided to try and wipe it away. So then I picked up the shade Bottle Service from the Morphe palette and decided to pack that on first before going in with the glitter. This is makeup, this is just trial and error, and it is totally fine. So then I added the glitter, but to be completely honest, I thought these were too sheer and they felt very heavy on my eyes. So even though I love the one that I have, which is Kitten Karma, I wasn't really a big fan of these. I also went in with Perlina on the inner corners, but yeah, wasn't really the biggest fan. And also what I noticed is that they wiped away the shadow that was underneath. So yeah, again, a reason I didn't really like them. And I just used the first highlighting shade from the palette to highlight my brow bone. Then it's time to move back to the face. So for concealer, I'm using a mixture of the Primark My Perfect Liquid Concealer and the Tarte Shape Tape. The Primark concealer is super hydrating underneath the eyes, and then the Tarte Shape Tape concealer adds a lot of coverage, which is why I like mixing both of them together. And to blend it out, I'm using my damp beauty blender. Since this is a more glam look, I'm also going in with a cream contour stick. This one is by Catrice. It's called the Triangle Artist Contour Stick and I have the shade Ashy Brown. I like it. It's not the best ever. It blends away a little bit sheer, but it adds a nice subtle contour and it is easy to blend out. To set everything in place, I'm using the Colourpop No Filter Loose Setting Powder. This one is in translucent and I'm using that to set underneath the eyes. Then to set the rest of my face, I'm going in with the Colourpop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, and this one is in the shade Medium. For contour, I use my favorite palette at the moment, which is the Catrice Shape in a Box contouring palette. I have the shade Light and I freaking love this. It is a beautiful contour shade and I also use it to clean up the contour later on. For bronzer, I'm using one of my most recent discoveries, and this is the Kiko Baked Bronzer in the shade Bronze Melange. I freaking love this bronzer. I can't stop using it. And then, as I mentioned previously, I'm using that light shade from the contour palette to clean up my bronzer and my contour. Moving on to blush, I decided to keep it very affordable, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Rosé Champagne. You do have to build it up a little bit, but it is so beautiful. Then for highlight, as you guys can see, this makes me very happy, but I'm using my ABH and Amrezy highlighter. The reason I use this is, first of all, it is my favorite, but then second of all, I heard that it is also coming back, so I had to use it for this Glam video. I mean, it is just so intense, and then I also use it to highlight my inner corners. Alright, then to finish off my eyes, I'm using that olive green shade and I'm going to apply it very close to my waterline. And then to blend that out, I'm picking up my transition shade and I'm going to use it to make sure that it doesn't look too harsh. Then I also decided to add some pop of color to my waterline, which it basically broke. And this is the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in Get Paid. I was able to save it, but it did break. Then for mascara, I used the Tarte Lashy and Flashy little set that they have out for the holidays, and I had to show you guys how beautiful that lash curler looks. And then I'm also using the little sample mascara that came in the set. I applied some House of Lashes falsies off camera, and then it's time to move on to the lips. For lip liner, I applied my Colourpop Lippy Pencil in the shade Fighter, which is a beautiful red lip liner. And then for the star of the show, the red lipstick, this is the Tarte Lippy set that they have out again for the holidays. And I picked up the shade Extra, which is the red shade that comes in the set. And this is just beautiful. It has a beautiful matte finish and it looks perfect with this makeup look. And that actually wraps up this super glam Christmas party makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you want to see more holiday videos. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!